Sometimes, life gives us moments where everything we thought we knew is suddenly questioned. This is the story of Zara Mitchell and Caden Rowe, two best friends who had walked side by side for over 12 years, through laughter, pain, victories, and silence. Their bond had been unshakable, a thread that tied their lives together even as the world changed around them. It was an ordinary afternoon when Zara asked Caden to meet her at their usual cafe downtown. The smell of roasted coffee beans filled the air. Soft jazz music played in the background, and sunlight spilled through the tall glass windows, giving the space a gentle glow. To anyone else, it was just another place in the city. But to Zara and Caden, this cafe was their safe space, a quiet corner of the world where they had shared endless conversations, secrets, and even moments when no words were needed at all. Zara sat at their corner table, her fingers nervously tracing the rim of her coffee cup. Her heart raced faster than she wanted to admit. She had replayed this moment countless times in her head. Yet now that she was sitting in front of Caden, the words seemed impossible to form. He looked at her with that familiar warmth, the same steady presence that had always made her feel safe. To her, Caden wasn't just a successful man who had built his fortune from scratch. He was the boy who used to walk her home after school, the one who stood by her side when her world felt like it was falling apart, the one person she trusted more than anyone else. "You're quiet today," Caden said, raising his eyebrows as he set his phone aside. "Everything okay?" Zara took a deep breath, her voice low but steady. "There's something I need to tell you." He leaned in slightly, his eyes curious, concerned. "Go on." She hesitated for only a moment before the truth came out. "I'm still a virgin." The words hung in the air like fragile glass, threatening to shatter if either of them moved too quickly. Caden froze, his coffee cup halfway to his lips. He didn't laugh, didn't joke, didn't dismiss her. Instead, his expression softened, his focus locked entirely on her. Zara's chest tightened as she continued, her hands trembling ever so slightly. "It's not because I haven't had the chance," she said quietly. "It's because I've never felt safe enough. Safe enough to be vulnerable, to give that part of myself away. And after all these years, there's only one person I've ever trusted with that kind of vulnerability. You." Her eyes held his, and for a moment, the entire world seemed to fall silent around them. Caden leaned back slowly, running a hand through his hair. He had made million-dollar business decisions without flinching. But this left him speechless. Finally, he managed, "Zara, this isn't just something you ask lightly. This could change everything between us." "I know," she whispered. "I've thought about this for months. It's not impulsive. It's not careless. It's deliberate. I choose you because I know you'd never hurt me. I trust you more than anyone else." Her words hit him harder than anything he'd ever faced. That night, after they left the cafe, Caden couldn't sleep. He stood by the window of his high-rise apartment, staring out at the glittering city lights. Normally, the view calmed him, reminded him of how far he had come. But tonight, the lights only reminded him of Zara's voice, her eyes, the trust she had placed in him. He had always seen her as his constant, the one unshakable piece of his life. But now, he couldn't stop seeing her differently. Meanwhile, across the city, Zara lay awake in her bed, staring at the ceiling. Doubt filled her heart. Had she ruined their friendship? Had she asked for too much? Or had she finally given herself permission to want something she had buried for far too long? Days passed, filled with silence heavier than words. And then, one morning, Caden's phone lit up with her name. He answered quickly, trying to sound calm. "Hey," he said softly. "Hi," Zara replied, her voice uncertain. I wanted to ask if we're okay." Caden closed his eyes, leaning against his kitchen counter. "We're okay. I've just been thinking." "Good thinking or bad thinking?" she asked gently. He sighed. "Complicated thinking." There was a pause, and then Zara's voice cracked ever so slightly. "Caden, if this ruins us, if I've made things strange, I can take it back. I can't lose you." Her words pierced through him, tightening his chest. He could hear her moving around her apartment, making coffee, going through the motions of a normal morning. Yet everything about her voice carried the weight of hope and fear. "You're not going to lose me," he said firmly. "No matter what, you're not losing me." "But—" He hesitated, the truth pushing its way out. "I am considering it, Zara." On the other end, he could hear her sharp inhale, her breath catching. "Really? Really? But if we do this, if we cross that line, I don't think I can ever see you the same way again. I've spent 12 years forcing myself not to think of you in certain ways. If we do this, I won't be able to unsee it." There was silence. And then, softly, Zara whispered, "Maybe that's not such a bad thing." Her words hung between them like a fragile promise. For the first time, they both admitted what they had always felt but never spoken, that their friendship had always carried something deeper, something they were too afraid to face. Caden's voice softened. "If we do this, it has to be right. No rushing, no pretending. We stay honest, we talk about everything, we protect what we've built." "That's all I want," Zara replied with quiet relief. "Honesty." And with that, the ground beneath their friendship shifted forever. Neither of them knew what the future held, but they knew one thing for certain. The choice in front of them wasn't just about trust. It was about love, about vulnerability, about risking everything they had to discover what more they could be. Because sometimes, the scariest choices are the ones that matter the most. And sometimes, the people we fear losing are the very people we are meant to hold on to the tightest. So I leave you with this question. If your best friend, the one person who knows you better than anyone else, asked you to take a step that could change your relationship forever, would you take that risk? Or would you protect the friendship, even if it meant never knowing what could have been?